Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Okay, in this video we're gonna continue with a few examples in how to determine the determinacy of rigid frame. Okay, because I had some question ataupun confusion from you guys. So still confused how to determine the rigid frame. Okay, punya determinacy. So now we're gonna look a few examples and on how to determine the rigid frame, determinacy of the rigid frame. Okay, so this is the basic equation, our equation. So we need to determine number of R and number of N. Okay, which is R is the external reaction ataupun total number of reaction. Okay, whereby N is equal to number of part in the system. Okay, so first of all we need to determine. Okay, of course in this figure it shows that this is a rigid frame. Okay, so in this figure we see here we have a pin support, whereby here we have the roller support. Okay, so for pin support reaction, total reaction, so we call this one as a R1. Total reaction will have two reaction, whereby in roller R2 will have one reaction. Okay, so bila kita nampak whereby whenever we see the closed loop. Okay, so now we have the closed loop. So that means we need to do a cutting loop. Okay, so in order to do if we have this kind of cutting loop, so we need to do if we have the closed loop, so closed loop like this, so we need to do a cutting loop. Okay, so let's see how we're gonna do. Okay, at first kita nampak di sini ada one loop and this one is second loop, so we need to cut this area. Okay, so we cut this area and also this area. Okay, so wherever we cut the frame, so it will have internal reaction here. So I name it as a R3, R4, R5 and R6. Okay, kalau kita cutting loop, so R ini akan represent, will have a 3 reaction. So dia akan ada X, Y and also the moment. So R3 will equal to 3, R4 equal to 3, R5 equal to 3, R6 equal to 3. So total number of R here is 2 plus 1, which is coming from the pin and roller. Okay, then plus how many internal? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 times 3 reaction. Okay, so we have here is 3 plus 12, so it equal 15. Okay, so total number of R is 15. So okay, how many loops? How many N? How many N? Okay, so after we have this cutting loop, so this area will become N1. This area will become N2, and this part will become N3. So total number of N here is 3. So 3N is equal 3 times 3. Okay, 3 times 3. Okay, so 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So R here is 15 and 3n is equal 9. So it will become greater than. So in this case, it will become a statically indeterminate to how many degree? 15 minus 9. So 15 minus 9 is equal, 9 is equal 6. So statically indeterminate to the 6th degree in this case. Okay, so let's see for the next example. Example B. Okay, so for this rigid frame, do we need to make a cutting loop? So the answer is no. We don't have to make a cutting loop. Even though we make a cutting loop, it will give us the same answer. So no need to do a cutting loop because there is no closed loop. So tak ada pun loop ataupun frame yang tertutup. Semua adalah open. Okay, so we don't need to do a cutting loop. So just straightforward. This is a very straightforward question. So okay, change the color first. Okay, and then this is pin. So both both support is the pin. Okay, pin support. Okay, so this one R1 is equal to reaction. R2 will have 2 reaction. So how many n? So this is only 1 n. N is equal 1. Okay, so 3n is equal 3 times 1 equal 3. So R here is 2 plus 2 is equal 4. So R greater than 3n, which is 3. Okay, so this is become statically indeterminate to how many degree? 4 minus 3 become 1 degree. So statically indeterminate to 1 degree. Okay, I just want to show you the same. If we did a cutting loop, it will give us the same answer. But we already know that we don't have to do a cutting loop because tak ada pun closed loop. There is no closed loop here. So let's see if we do the cutting loop. Okay, so if we do a cutting loop, let's say here, so it will have an internal reaction here. So R3 will become 3. So number of parts are n, n1 and n2. So we got this one. Okay, so this one for n1, this one for n2. Okay, n2. So for this case, if we did a cutting loop, the answer will have 2 plus 3 plus 2 will have 7 reaction, and number of n is 2, so 3n is 3 times 2 equals 6. So we still have that R is greater than 3n and Si, which is statically indeterminate, to the still 1 degree. I just want to show the same answer we got, but we don't need to do a cutting loop because this is not a closed loop. Okay, so let's see the next example. Okay, for this example, it's obviously that this is the multi-story rigid frame. Okay, so we need to do cutting loop. Okay, so let's see. We need to do it here. This cutting loop. Okay, and also this cutting loop. Okay, so we'll have how many ends? How many parts? So this part will have n1, this part will have n2, and this part will have n3. Okay, so each cutting loop will have a reaction, internal reaction. So this will become R. Okay, let's say, okay, this one is R1, R2. So here will become, I start from the bottom. So R3, R4, R5, R6, R7, R8, R9, R10. 10. Okay. So this is the pin and pin. Okay, so both will have a pin support, which is R1 will have 2 reaction, R2 will have 2 reaction. Okay, so let's count the total number of R. So R is 2 times 2 is coming from the support. Okay, so the internal one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times with 3 internal reaction, so equal 4 times 4 plus 24. 24. So it will become 28. Okay. Oh, I forgot something. Okay, we have here pin and pin, but this one is the fix. Okay, so R11. So I name it R11. R11 equal 3. So 28 plus 3 coming from the fix. Okay, so total number of R is 31. Okay, so n here is equal to 3, and 3n is equal 3 times 3 is 9. So in this case, yeah, R is greater than 3n. So it will become statically indeterminate to the how many degrees? 31 minus 9. Okay, so it will become 22. So statically indeterminate to the 22 degree. Okay, so let's see another example. Maybe last example for this video. Okay, so this shows us that it's totally split. The member is already dipisahkan. Okay, so this is already separate by the support. Okay, so we already know that this is fixed. We fix R1 is equal to 3, R2 is equal to 3 fixed. So R4 is equal to 3 because it's fixed order. So R4, R3 is equal to, because it pins support. Okay, so how many ends? Okay, so easy in these examples, very easy to see number of n. So this is n1, this is n2, and this is n3. Okay, so total number of R is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 is equal 11, and 3n, this n is equal 3. So 3n is 3 times 3 is 9. So R is greater than 3n, which is 11 and 9. And so it shows that this is the statically indeterminate to the 2 degree. Okay, so I hope you guys are very clear with these few examples that I showed in this video. How to determine whether when we need to do a cutting loop or we don't have to do a cutting loop. So saya harap you guys faham and lebih clear dengan penjelasan video ini. Alright, best of luck. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum.